Hi, gorgeous. Welcome back to Queen Flow. So, real quick, if you are watching this on Spotify or on YouTube, yes, my intro is being recorded audio only. We have got a lot going on and are not filming video today. However, the episode itself will show up momentarily in video, so do not worry. Okay, so this is such a great episode. Me and my client in the revolution, Tonia, we just had the best time recording. I'm just love having her in my world. The women who have been coming in, I mean, not just of late, but in general, I just love these episodes. I love getting to vibe with my clients and share their stories, and just that we have that soul connection in my spaces. It's just amazing. So, Tonia is in quite a unique situation. She's done extraordinarily well in the revolution. She's literally already on track for 6 figures in her new business, working 2 days a week. And unlike the majority of my clients who are service-based, Tonia actually owns a Pilates studio. And she's also going to be building up, because she previously had another a multi-6-figure mentorship business. And she's going to be bringing that back. So she came into the revolution knowing that that would come back, but also just wanting access to the energetics, access to the strategies, access of the different ways to be thinking about building a feminine business that really works hard for us, even when we're not working. And so we don't need to work so hard. And she just wanted to apply that to any type of business that she builds. And so she started with her Pilates business. So for Tonia herself, she has done such incredible work in the corporate world. She has years of senior level operational expertise across billion-dollar companies, multi-million-dollar companies. She built her own multi-6-figure business and sold it previously. And she's just one of those people who sees like the jigsaw puzzle when other people see scattered pieces and really knows how to just like pull things together. And we love her. So her prior company, like one of the things I love about her is she's like, probably why she's drawn to my world. She's like, we do not need to follow all of these rules. And I remember she shares in the episode about scaling up that company, and she didn't even have a website at the time. And everyone's like, oh my God, you need to have a website. And I actually have kind of strong feelings on the benefit of having a website in our current era. But anyhow, she just has so many cool stories. So she is based in Southern California. She has such deep wisdom to share. What she has created in this space is huge. So in addition to the business, she's literally been invited to consult for CEOs who have a minimum of a $20 million company. These opportunities are landing in just such cool stuff. And it's so interesting for me too, because like I said, of course, my spaces, unless you're in a space that's focused on money, those are, quote unquote, for everyone. But my mentorship and business spaces tend to be oriented towards service-based businesses. So it's been really cool to see how she's flying and what she's calling in while she gets to that place of scaling her service-based business. But in the meantime, you are going to hear everything is working, and it's working very powerfully. So I wanted to bring her onto the show so you could hear the stories yourself. And also, if you are desiring to be in mentorship with me, to really take Relax Millions to a different level of frequency, a different level of reality, and how you create and how you receive and the alignment you feel and how you flow in your business, there are just a few days remaining to join us inside Fempire. Fempire is going to be for you if you're desiring to normalize 20K to 100K cash months with the leading energy of ease. My clients have said it's like private mentorship, but with the benefits of being in a mastermind. It's a highly intimate space. I get to know you so deeply, which I love, you and your business. I have no two clients just across the board in my company. There is no monkey see, monkey do. Oh, Jocelyn runs her business like this. I have to run my business like that. Jocelyn creates content like this. I got to create content like that. Y'all, we are tired. I know you've invested that way so many times of okay, I'm going to try on somebody else's clothes and see if they fit. And of course that shit doesn't fit. And the only way to a business that makes the money you desire to make, that feels really good, that is sustainable, that lasts, is to get to your way, right? I've just seen this over and over and over. So many women come to me just burnt out from the spaces they were invested in previously, where they either learned, oh, well, this is what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, I don't know what to tell you. This is how I do things. If you don't do them this way, I don't know what to tell you. Right. Or like, and it's just so, or like, well, if you want to be successful, you need to like switch out your words for mine in this like framework. And I'm like, no leaders. I talk about this all the time, right? This is not how we're going to get there. This is not how we're going to get there. You are going to get where you want to go, these 20K, 30K, 50, 100K months, through us really tweaking out what works for you. What works for you? Like, I literally have clients selling high ticket offers and, and obviously a number of other offers as well. But this is top of mind because I had a client who, one of my private clients, she came to me. She was like kind of tired of her message, was making a lot of money from it, but didn't feel fully like herself anymore. Was just like riding that strategic message so hard because it's been like programmed in through the business coaching side of the internet it's like just a fucking trend, right? For the past year, and like just didn't feel fully like herself. And, of course, whatever we position is like the truth is also what your clients ask you about. So then it's like her, she sort of felt like her clients were kind of hyper focusing on these certain aspects of business, which are important, but not really focused on the full picture. This was land success, right? This happens a lot. And so we deleted literally 2 containers, which is a big deal. They're making her a lot of money. 2 containers from her business, created a new high ticket offer that I'm just like, watching her sell it. I'm like, this is so you. It is so you. Like, she feels so embodied in this, and just the way it's being delivered and bringing forward her incopyable edge. It's like, what about her just literally can't be replicated, can't be duplicated. This is what gives you that like there is no competition energy. Not like you guys are sitting around like worried about your competition, but more that vibe of just like you're so in your lane, you're so in your zone, you have such clean articulation around it. It's such a fucking vibe. And you have, this container is just reflecting it so fully. And it's like one of my favorite things to see about people is like that aspect of them where I'm like, babe, why aren't you leading with this? Like, this is your shit. You are a genius. And I don't just mean the problem that you solve, but it's like who you are and how you solve it, right? That is so unique to your personality, to your frequency, to just your life lessons on earth. It's like one of the things I see fastest in my clients, obviously, who come to me in masterminds and private. So I'm like deep in your business. And it's always the thing. It's always the thing. Like, sure, we'll make, of course we need to bring it to your content. We have to bring it to how you're positioning your offers. Sometimes we delete offers. Sometimes we add them. Sometimes we just create stronger pathways between them so you can work less and make more money. And that client journey behind the scenes is just smoother, flowier, and moving faster, right? But all the time there's this element of like, babe, like I'm seeing like 75% of you in this content, in this messaging, and on the internet. And I don't mean like life is a reality TV show. I mean your incopyable edge. And we always get there. And it's so fucking cool to see how much happier they are in business, how much happier they are. And we really just dissolve what I call this like do or die energy. There's a lot of like, frantic, like hustle culture, scarcity based, like go, 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 go. Oh my God. What if this isn't ready at this time? What if that isn't ready at this time? Like, blah, right? And we need to just like tune that down. Like the money is going to be there. And like, we can't create powerfully from that place. So anyway, in her specific example, and then I'm just thinking of another private client where actually her incopyable edge is something that she had been told by people ahead of me over and over and over that it was like too complicated. I'm like, no, like your specificity, the way that she teaches around nuances, I'm like, babe, like this is at an elite level. This is at an elite level in the niche that quote unquote niche that she's in. But every other mentor told her it was like too complicated, simplify, scale it back. And I'm like, no, like this is your edge. Like I'm hearing her talking about like how she teaches these certain concepts that, and for a lot of us, we've learned a million times. I was like, yeah, but people don't teach it like that. They give you the basic structure. They tell you why it's important, but you're teaching this level of nuance that is like such a high level of degree of customization. What makes the basic structure people learned everywhere else actually work for the individual. And just watching her be able to take what everybody else, including people who led her into a massive income dip. I mean, of course she's self-responsible for that, but you know what I mean. previously by like over listening to them. And to watch her fucking the sales are just, because she's another one. She just also happened to come to me with like this high ticket offer she wanted to refine and sell, because the majority of her business is actually low and mid ticket. So she was like, okay, I need to like, well, there's a few different offers, but we've been focused on one primarily over the past few weeks. And to watch her now creating content from a place of her uncopyable edge, which she was told wouldn't work, which she was told was too complicated. And I was like, every conversation I have with you, I'm like, this is the shit. I'm like, this is what would make me want to hire you. Like, I hear it. I see it. Like, why? This is not complicated. We can just like spell it out in these ways so that your ideal client hears you. But it's so wild what people get told. And I just have this real ability to see people. And it's just so cool. And like also her spaces. I mean, we're talking for these women, like multiple high tickets, like 10K plus sales per day, not every single day, of course, but like we've been having like 30K weeks, 99K week, 20K week. One private client literally had 2 people sign up for her 10K offer yesterday, like in one day. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about sales at this clip, and like they're just doing like the least in the most powerful way. Both are moms, both are projectors, like they don't have time to be like doing 100 things. And even if you're not a mom, and even if you're not a projector, I'm neither of those things. Why would I want to be exhausting myself on the internet? Why? And it's just like when we can get to your uncopyable edge, when we can align your offer suite, we can align your content, we can align your positioning, and it's just so fucking fluid and so you, and you're going to feel really good because you're like, oh, that's the thing. I haven't been letting that thing showcase, or I didn't know, or someone else told me it was off, or whatever it is. Oh my God, that's it. That makes this so easy. Right. And then we weave in all of these different like storytelling sales conversations, and both of them have been selling off literally my 6 storytelling conversations that I lay out for you in Enchanted Sales to sell out these offers. And it's been so fucking straightforward, so straightforward. You can also still join Enchanted Sales for 50% off if you want to do like the do-it-yourself version. But anyhow, to come in for mentorship with me, to really have my eyes on you, your business, and just streamline you, speed up your fucking money without you getting stressed out or needing to do 100 things. Like we're always just like fucking doing less and being more precise. Then come join us inside Fempire. If you're desiring to have 20K to 100K months with the leading energy of ease, Fempire is where we quantum leap for breakfast, sustain, and leap again, but take out the urgency. The absolute standard, I've been running this mastermind since 2022. The standard has always been doubling and tripling income, monthly income. And my clients always say, my business is so much easier. Money is so much easier. My business is so much easier. Money is so much easier. There's nothing off limits in terms of how I will support you, where I will support you, because always, you know, there's the strategies, there's the energetics, there's the human psyche evolution, there's how everything weaves together. Like this is a fully supported space, and you have access to a content library that is specific to Fempire for tapping into 20K to 100K months. We have a deep feminine healing and receiving portal. You have access to everything inside the Revolution. So you have that full premium product suite and are able to tap into everything we do inside the Revolution as well when you desire. We have our own calls. You have Telegram access to me. It is the shit. So if you would like to claim one of the 4-month spaces, please message me Fempire so we can chat about being the space being the best fit for you. We also, you are also able to join on an extended payment plan for a future start date as well. So I'm not legally allowed to give guarantees. Well, okay, my illegal, I'm not going to give an illegal guarantee. If I was allowed to give guarantees, I would be like, Fempire will 1000% change your life. Like the end. So come join us. Also, of course, there's the Revolution. If you're like, I love learning from you, I want to learn from you, I do not need necessarily or desire right now, or it's just not the right time, ultra close personalized mentorship, still come join us inside the Revolution. Inside the Revolution, we scale your relaxed millions with you being paid to exist. With the feminine strategies, with the thought leading content, with the wealth energetics, everything that is going to make your relaxed millions turn your way. You get to plug into every nook and cranny of my premium product suite. It's so rich so you can get exactly what you need when you need it without needing to wait. We have our twice monthly hot seat coaching calls, so you always have that time to plug in with me and get your questions answered. I will always answer your question. This isn't like 100 people. And the idea of a mastermind is you just sit around and watch other people get mentored. I believe in like actual direct mentorship. So that is what we do inside the Revolution twice a year. We have our 6-week like high intensive masterminds as well. And it's just such a vibe. So for the Revolution currently, we have credits from any purchases in the past 30 days, from Secret Money, from Overflow, Magnify, Manifest, Receive, and Enchanted Sales. All of those are active credits. And then anything you've purchased in the past 30 days, you can leverage to upgrade into the Revolution. When you join us for a year, you also receive a bonus effortless flow intensive. Normally those are 2 standalone. And that's going to be a 90-minute call with me and day and Telegram together the following day. It's all so fucking fabulous. So message me about Fempire. We do have an application, but the application only has details for 6 and 12 months. So just go ahead and message me Fempire on Instagram and we can chat instead. I'll link, Enchanted Sales in the episode notes in the Revolution as well. And you can just reach out to me or my team if you have credits that you want to apply. Also, this is your reminder to rate and review the podcast. Email your screenshot to assistant@jocelynkellyreid.com and you are able to receive $200 off any offer in the company. And thank you so much for your reviews. So I love you, and I'm going to get to letting you listen to this episode with Tonia that I know you're going to love. Enjoy. Hi, Tonia.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Welcome to Queen Flow. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
We have some juice to get into.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. But before we get started, just so everyone can get to know you a little bit better, you know, I always love to share the human behind the stories. Could you just share first, like, who you are, what you do, how you got into it, and then also if you know your human design, just the high levels, not all the details, and your top 3 in astrology, that would be fab.
Okay. You're like, just a little, let me remember all those. I'll start with the easy ones. The Manny Jen 4-6.
Okay.
And my top 3 in astrology are double Libra and Pisces. So my moon is in Pisces.
And you're Libra on both sides? Oh, so
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
So give us the scoop.
And
Who's on
then
line
the
right
scoop
now?
is, so I've had many years of experience in business in the real world. Let's see, from building my own multi-6-figure business, I've worked with billion-dollar CEOs, sitting next to them in the boardroom, their strategic right hand. And so billion-dollar companies and also multi-million-dollar companies. So I have a lot of real-world business experience too. And my company that I sold that was multiple 6 figures, it was an in-person business. And I did it without a website. I started it without a website, I should say. And so when everyone says, oh, you need all the things before you can start making money, I'm like, maybe I just like to choose the fucking hard way. So it's like I was able to start and scale a business. And like I said, just the opportunity to sit in boardrooms and be their strategic right hand and for hundreds of hours in the C-suite. So it helps me a lot with business building and helping other people build their business. As far as personally, I've done, this is where I start getting antsy in my chair. So a lot of learning with reinvention and burning my life to the ground and learning.
And we call it learning. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it sound so much cuter and less fucking painful.
Girl, I feel you. Okay, amazing. So before we get into all the cool stuff that's been happening, can you share so we're going to be chatting about Tonia's experience in the Revolution. She's just had so many incredible financial wins, so many cool things happening. And, you know, I don't think you had spent very much time in my world. Were you in Secret Money before you joined the Revolution?
Only for a little bit. I think 1 or 2, not very long. I feel like less than a month, maybe.
Okay.
It was very short, very short. And
okay. So you'd been following me for a little while, but you hadn't like been in any of the things.
Right. And I hadn't been in any of the things. And I was, when you described it in some of your podcasts, of being on the floor and, you know, the different parts of our life. So I was spending time, reinventing myself and going through the challenges. And so when I had first come across you, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And I remember clicking on probably about a year ago and clicking on your website, looking at the different programs. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Oh, wait, that's per month, not, not per year. Because I was vibing at a different place. And,
Yeah.
it was interesting time that I was at. And it wasn't meant for me at that time because I was I was fucking dragging my heels around. The universe is trying to invite me into things and I was digging my heels down, like, not yet, not yet. As opposed to now where I'm lifting my heels up and I feel like the universe is just pushing me and I'm catapulting forward. It is so much fucking fun. And at the same time, terrifying.
That's okay. This is how we stretch. So then, before you came in, what was going on in your life? What was going on in your business? What pivotal moment had occurred? What even brought you into my awareness, me into your awareness again? Like, basically, what made you desire to come into my world? I know it was secret money a couple weeks before it was the revolution, but what made you go like, okay, yes? Because you've built other businesses, you learn from many other people, you're a seasoned investor, this isn't your first rodeo. So what made you go like, I'm gonna take the leap and I'm gonna like go learn from Jocelyn before you kind of got to the revolution?
Yes. So what made me take the leap and what was different, you were sharing the stories and I thought, okay, this girl, she's being authentic. And I love that you weren't, what attracted me too is that you weren't dancing around with the Mylar balloons and the bag and all of that. And so, I mean, no, shade to whoever wants to do that and celebrate, like we all celebrate in different ways. But I just noticed at the same time that you were talking more about strategy and systems. And I was like, oh, she's fucking for real. That the things you were sharing, even on your Instagram lives and your DMs. And I was thinking, okay, I love that you were keeping it authentic and you were keeping it real.
You mean like
So
in my personality or in what
yes, in your
ways?
personality and the things you are sharing. I was like, okay, this bitch is not performing. Like, it's not a fucking like circus on here, but instead you are really committed and care deeply about the strategies. And you were offering things where you had mentioned something on Instagram and I was like, ooh, and then I would just turn around and implement it. And then it fucking worked. Yeah.
I love that. And I don't even do tips and tricks content. So I love that.
No, but like you said, part of it is the frequency, right? And maybe
Yeah.
it's the frequency when we hold those containers for our clients. It's yes. And so when you were sharing personal stories, it wasn't a tips and tricks. It was just sharing that relatable story and me looking at it. How do I apply this to my business? How do I apply
Yeah.
it to my life? And girl, taking and watching it manifest and move, that it helped me create clients. I just started moving forward and really started contemplating and asking myself better questions so that, yeah, it's what better questions was I asking myself? I'm just really interrupting the pattern of, okay,
Yeah.
we are done fucking playing this small game, like done with the timeout that I've taken. And how do I rebuild and move forward in it? But just asking really big questions for myself of like, if I wasn't afraid of fear, if I wasn't afraid of failure, what would I do? And just start playing a bigger game.
Play a bigger fucking game. Okay, so first you came into the Secret Money membership for a couple
Yes.
weeks, and then you decided to upgrade to the Revolution. And so I know that, you've had a lot of experience investing in yourself, all these different things. And of course, you were like, all right, I like how she rolls. She's authentic. She tells the truth. She's talking about like, it's not like tips and tricks strategies. Like, no, we're scaling a real fucking company. And we're also focused on the energetics and we're not doing copy paste business because we're not doing that for obvious reasons. That does not work. We are not going to be doing that. So I love that you were picking that up even for my free content. And then what brought you into the revolution?
Yes. So it was when you did one of your calls in the secret money membership. And I was like, oh, so being in there and it was a live call and just noticing even at the end of it of implementing things, into my business that helped me attract clients. And so I moved differently even from that. So I thought, okay, if there's this tiny investment that I'm doing and it produces results, if I exponentially play a bigger game, then how can it exponentially grow the results? So that's what, and then, and you had sent that DM on in the in my Instagram asking, you said, "Oh, the revolution." I was thinking, I was like, "Yeah, that's cute. I'm not in a place right now for that." I was like, "I'm not in a place to invest in the revolution right now." And you're thinking, "Okay, well, great." And then I kept thinking about it. I was like, "What if I was? What if I interrupted the pattern? What if I stepped up and played a different game again? What if I, took the rails off and really just trusted in the unseen? Like, stop looking at the way things are, really just trust in the unseen and being committed to what I want, even if it's terrifying." And so I thought, okay, let me play with it and see if I can make the money for the revolution in a couple of days. And then I did. So signed up for the revolution.
And I want to give you some props. Like, didn't you sign up for a year too? Aren't you in for a year? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we do. She went from, "Oh, I can't," to "I'm in like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You didn't say, I don't think you said you couldn't. I don't really remember. But I know you were like, let me just sit. And you basically were like, wanted to try to sort it out. And then it sounds like you got good with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And just said, I don't know if that's for me right now, is probably what I said. Or let me sit with it and see, because I have that emotional authority where I need to ride the waves with things in my human design, as opposed to something that sounds so fantastic and fun. And then 24 hours later, I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not an emotional authority, but I still understand. Okay. So let's talk about then kind of like what happened initially, because and so basically all the things that you've been applying, of course, the revolution is primarily service-based, but you also have your Pilates company.
Yes.
So you've got like a couple different things going on in terms of your Manny-Gen ecosystem. And can we talk about what happened once you joined? I think there's women who are just like, this is what I'm doing. I'm all in, boom, done. And then there's times, and I think especially too, when we have been knocked in the past, like I have that story as well, where it's like, okay, we created all this financial drama, and it's like, can we trust ourselves? Is this a good idea? Am I getting ready to do the same shit I did last time? But at the same time, if we want to get anywhere, if you want to hang out there, you're going to hang out there for the next 10 years, right? If we want to go somewhere different, we're going to have to do something different. And I think that and the reason I even mentioned the revolution to you is because I could see how you were taking in the mentorship from our secret money call. And you told me like, you just said this one thing and I did it and it worked. You said this one thing and I did it and it worked. I'm like, hey, obviously like we have a vibe going on. Like this is obvious, versus just like whatever. And so why did I bring that up? So moving forward again, after we've experienced financial loss, potentially after we've been in some weird coaching containers, just all the different things, but we're like, well, I'm not going to stop here. I need to go. And so something I love too, when it comes to investing in ourselves, it's like, invest because you feel activated. Invest because you feel curious. Invest because you actually like listening to this person. Don't chase their fucking money. Don't chase the hype. Don't chase their other clients' results. It's like, yes, be expanded by the fact, okay, there's real women getting real results. Like this is important, but it's more about like, there's something that is activated within you in being around this person, the way they explain things, all the things. And then you will always, always get what you're looking for. But people invest for the wrong reasons. And also take self-responsibility. Every story you've ever told me about a big win that you've had has been like, you said this and I did this. And I did this, right? Like you are always taking something, even if it's a frequency or a strategy, and you're doing something with it. So like we are in motion as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had to work through it going, okay, I don't hire coaches. If I think that I'm giving my power away, then it's going to be I'm
Bad
just
idea.
earning money and lighting money on fire. Why would I ever want to do that? Instead, it's, okay, how do I step into a coaching container and wanting to learn from you because you've built the multi-7-figure business. And okay, we can network together. You stand shoulder to shoulder with other powerful people, not because we think that we want to just like walk behind them and hope that I can touch the hem of your dress and that it makes me a fucking millionaire. Like, it makes no sense. So, the difference was, okay, I had to get to that place, you know, and work through it of, okay, I don't want a coaching container because I think that I need it. Instead, do I want it so that it can help propel me forward and shorten the journey that I'm on? If my journey is this big, you know, how can I shorten that and accelerate the results in a shorter amount of time as opposed to take longer to get there? I don't know.
Yeah. So what happened when you joined? Because it was so cool. You just messaged me. You decided you were in. You went in for a year. We were not toe dipping anything. And, you know, you've been in none of my other, you've been in the Secret Money membership, but that's a much smaller investment, right? To upgrade versus where you are now. And let's talk about the magic that started to unfold immediately.
Yeah, within, yeah, it was like the last, it's been fun. Okay, so a lot of things have been happening. They keep, and it keeps going. And
Okay, tell us
sometimes
all the stories.
yes, all the stories. So the first one was, I thought, you know, when I invested in it, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to just call in money just for the revolution and be like, okay, cute. I manifested, you know, I bleeped into something and it was just this little like hop or jump, and then I manifested money and then it's back down again. And it's like, no, if I manifested money for that thing and I paid for that, then how do I like manifest like 7 times that, or, you know, 8 or 9 times that, which I did the following week. So it was really
Okay, so first, can you give us some dollar amounts? So first, just to put it in context.
yeah. So first, just even paying a down payment of 800, right? Was
I
it
don't
like at the time?
remember.
Like,
I think
yeah,
yours
it was
is
around 800
8 or
of putting
9,
that.
something like that.
What's that?
I think yours is 8 or 9, something like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
yes.
So 8 or 9, and then the following week, calling in like $6,500 within a week.
Yeah.
So
And so now
within,
we're almost paid for I mean, not all the way, but nearly
yeah,
almost paid for the year.
yeah, yeah. So calling it in within a week, and then so calling it in within a week.
And then deciding overflow energy. We are not going to be calling in money one time. This is the problem with how most of us manifest money. Call it in one time instead of, oh no, I don't end here and then manic manifest the next time I need something, desire something. We want to build wealth. Wealth builds. We're like, okay, we're going to enter overflow territory. So I don't stop when things get good. I'm going to increase my capacity to receive, increase my capacity to hold, increase my capacity to grow.
Yes. Yeah. And also listening to what you talk about, which is, and I didn't notice too that, you know, thinking that's the way that I run business with the feminine energetics, that I wasn't running. I'm not a man. I'm not going to act like a man or try and perform like a man. That's how I think women, we end up creating health problems for ourselves when we're on this like adrenaline and this go, go, go.
It's
Why
horrible.
would we want to do that? We are made differently. There's a reason why we can't grow a full mustache and a full like
You're like, you can get a little one. Oh my God. Yeah. Not all the way, ladies.
yeah.
Just some fuzz.
Yeah. Yeah. We're made differently. And so, so the feminine energetics of it, and even listening to the overflow of thinking, okay, listening to one of your audio recordings about overflow, it's like, yeah, I like, why not call in overflow? And especially because I had built a business before being a single parent. So I had created all that success while I was a single parent. And there was some kind of like masculine drive to that. And maybe not.
Survival kicks
Yes.
in. Yeah.
Yes. Some of that survival. So really having to retrain myself consciously about that, and listening to some of your programs and the overflow of, oh yeah, excess and overflow. Girl, can I tell you, I was paddleboarding. Was gathering my things to go paddleboarding, listening to one of your recordings, and a client messaged me and paid me that morning. I was like, see, I was like, feminine energetics, like really just trusting.
It's so cool. Can I ask you too, because my frequency work has been, and strategically, has been so impactful for you. I know those are just two of your stories that we love. Wait, so that got you paid out like for the year for the revolution, and then we started to step into excess. So like, cool, our investment is paid for, and
Yeah.
now, and then like, what has happened since? And then I have some more questions for you.
Yes. So two things have happened. Well, a lot have happened, but two things that I can think of. One was a client because with my Pilates studio, which is really just it's tracking. It's going to make over, if I stay exactly the way it was last month, it's only been, I opened the studio 3 or 4 months ago with
Oh, it's
private sessions
new.
only, and really just asking for almost double of what the industry standard is of I'm not like competing on price. It's
No.
what you have in all of your mentorship too, of be the one, and which resonates with me so much. Like, do it fucking better than everyone else, which is the same thing I've done before. That I've never competed on price. Even when I push, a 6-figure contract across the table, I'm not competing on price. I think that I'm really good at what I do, and people will sign and accept it. And that was in corporate America. And so with my Pilates studio, doing the same thing of I'm not competing on price.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you train people in your mentorship, that it's become the one and people will find you. And so by month 4 of being open, I feel like, was it even that long? Like April, May, June. By July, which was 4 months of having my studio open, then I'm on track to make like 109,000 or
Amazing.
110,000.
That's amazing.
I'm only working like 3 days a week there.
Yeah, and like it just
If
pops
that.
up out of nowhere, and everyone's like, brick and mortar is impossible.
Yeah. And if you saw the hours I'd work, you'd be like, bitch, how do you even do this?
That's amazing. That's what we want. And also now you can scale the other parts of your business on the other side if you desire to, meaning like
Yes.
moving it, back into mentorship and things like that.
1,000%. That's where I'm going to be. The Pilates studio is just my passion project. I don't know if I needed to prove it to myself going, oh, I can create another brick and mortar business. But I really love mentorship and want to help people like exponentially grow their business. I'm really fucking
Which
good
is
at
what you
like,
were doing before too, right?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm really good at helping people like with the reinvention, with the business, and with the feminine energetics. In my
Yeah.
Pilates studio, I pushed all my clients to 2 days a week, Monday and Wednesday now. So making the same amount of money, they're all on Monday, Wednesdays. And then that opens up my schedule for the mentorship, because we got to clean up those fucking energy leaks. I can't be like bouncing around, or even at the studio 3 days a week, too much. It doesn't fit my long-term goal.
Yeah.
So I'm moving all my clients. Last week I moved them all to Monday, Wednesday, and then 3 more business opportunities open since moving them all.
That is so cool. So this is so interesting too. Obviously, the majority of my clients are running service-based businesses. And I assume you joined the revolution being like, okay, well, I'm going to start my service-based business. But obviously, so much, we've got a lot of strategic things and a lot of energetic things. And it's so cool to see you apply it even to a quote unquote brick and mortar. Energetics apply across the board. It doesn't matter, right? But obviously,
Mhm.
like offer creation does not apply to a brick and mortar as an example. However, what I think is so cool is you were like, well, whatever, I just want to be in her space. So even if my mentorship business is coming a little bit later, I'm going to apply what she teaches to my brick and mortar business. And here you have a business producing 6 figures a year that you work for 2 days a week. So, like, duh. So can we share like what has been, why do you feel that learning energetics from me and in my world has been different for you versus experiences investing in energetics before, and then strategically as well, since obviously you've been coached?
Yes. The difference is you don't come from this like fear of missing out. You don't like close your containers like cart's closing or this program's going away. Now sign up for my next program. And you're not trying to like, instead you're, here's all my content, dig into it, And, it's kind of self-paced that we can dig in, I implement something, then I get back to it. So you're wildly
Oh, you mean
different.
like we're not running on these like 8-week sprints and then you got to come join. It's like just come in, hang
Yeah.
out for like 6 months or a year, fucking breathe.
Yes. Yeah. Do your shit as opposed to, okay, you gotta run, Give me another, 10 grand, give me 5 grand, cart's closing, next cart's open, this offer's coming. And it's like, geez, like what the fuck? It's like people's nervous system. It's like, why are we
There's not
coming
even
with
time to do anything. I get what you're saying now.
yeah. And that's a different level of energetics where it's I don't know. I wonder sometimes if people know what they're doing, where we're kind of yo-yoed around that way
It's also
versus
not a good way to run a company. It's a great way
right.
to have roller coaster income and burnout.
Right. Yeah. And and I love how in all of your mentorship you were saying company. I was like, yes, she gets it. It's a company. And so yeah, even though it wasn't service based when I joined the revolution, I used your things of even I two things I used with a client. She gave me, and I don't offer free sessions. A lot of the Pilates studios are like, oh, come try your free intro. I was like, no, you can try an intro for $125. And it's like, so that's an intro. And then using what you applied and you can use this as credits because no one's using the word free. I'm not using free in my company. We don't do that. And it's, so if you want to use that as a credit, then you can buy $1,000 package, for a handful of sessions, whatever it is. And also not panicking using the energetics that you teach of, okay, if I'm the one and I'm going to sit back and allow it to come. Girl did not panic within like 3 hours of her having a session with me. She texted me back and said, okay, I sent you the money.
Amazing.
And
So
I was,
what's been like, what do you feel like has been impactful for you about the energetics? Like from a place of how I'm teaching it, whatever it is. And like, obviously we love a credit strategy in my business. It's just like, this fucking makes sense. Like make it easy for people to move it along. Why wouldn't you? As a
yes.
very simple example.
Yeah.
But what has like landed, so not specifically like what the energetic was or what the strategy in this case, like we love it, go implement a credit system, ladies, what the strategy was, but just sort of like the way that they're taught. Why do you feel that it's like impacting you so much?
Um,
And also there's that nervous system space of like, I don't have us running on, 5-week sprints in every container. It's like, come in and actually be here for a long time so we can like build a real company, not make $5 and then run to the next thing.
yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So ask your question again.
Oh, I was saying, what is it about? Like, how I teach, whatever it is that you feel is working so well for you. So I get like the structure of the containers, lets it so you
Yes.
can breathe, you're not in a rush,
Yeah.
and you can
Hmm.
plug in for what you need when you need it, which is like what I like too.
Yeah.
But it's more like the way that things are taught, where it's like, oh, this is like landing for me, versus like we've all been in spaces where you're like, okay, this is like not it for me,
Yeah. Yeah. So
or
the
that it just
difference.
like doesn't hit the same or whatever it is.
Yeah. I think what hits different because you're walking the walk. You're not creating your money from panic. So with me that resonates that okay, she talks about like feminine energetics, but and she's also modeling it. You're not like on your Instagram posting 6 times a day. You're not panicking in it. And you also have the energetics where you and I both, the whole money matrix where you escape the middle class mindset. I love that you have those energetics of here's the real opportunity. But it's not just words that, I don't know.
It's like a feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling, but girl, you also model it. There's a reason why you live where you live. There's a reason why you've made multiple 7 figures. So it becomes different when you do it. And you also just in every teaching, you are holding the space so that other women are coming right along beside you. It's not like, oh, I've arrived. Let me tell you a story about how great I am. Instead, it's more of, okay, here's what we can do so that we can get here together.
Yeah.
And that's really felt in all of your programs, all of your the voice memos that you leave in the group. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That means so much to me. And there was something funny you said when I went on your show. You said that like when you came in, because I had all these like programs and I've been teaching for like 5.5 years, right? Now I don't produce at the clip I used to, but like I have all the assets and now I've created long-term homes with those assets, right?
Yeah.
Rather than creating a bunch of new things. And
Yeah.
you said something, you're like, did AI create these? Like, how does she have all this stuff? Can you chat about like your experiences? I thought that was so funny. No one's ever said that before. And I was like, what does she mean?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. When I saw the volume of your programs, I was a little bit skeptical because you see it on the internet where right now where people are using AI to generate content for them. I love AI, and it needs to be our human touch infused with AI. And so when I saw the volume of content, I thought, did she produce all this using AI? How does she
But
produce
see,
so much?
that's what I understand is how would you produce a program using AI? You have to teach
Yeah.
it.
Girl, but even the script, even the words, but the words, there's a different kind of story. If I've been through you've been through hard things and you
Yeah,
share
so
them.
many.
There's a different depth to our story when we say, yeah, I've been through hard shit and you're going to be fine. I'm fine, you're going to be fine. There's depth to that. And that's what you bring to your stories too and your programs so all your programs, when I was suspect that, did she create this using AI? And instead listening to deliver what other people, it would be a script that could fall with deaf energy very flat. And instead watching you and the stories that bring it alive that, oh, she's walked this walk. And that's what I love about it. It's like, okay, that you've walked the walk. It's not just a story. It's not a good headline. It's not someone else's story, but instead it's your experience.
Paid to exist, ladies. This is how it gets to be.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
all of us, truly. We
Yeah.
make it so much harder than that. But that's how we help. And I like to tell the story. So they bring depth, they bring nuance. And then I'm like, okay, now this is how we put things in motion energetically, strategically. So you're not just like, okay, well, now what, right? It's like the story lets things land in your body as like, oh, okay, this is real. Like I see this, I feel this, I understand this. But then for me, it's like the strategies, the energetics, obviously personalized to you, especially in the revolution, where it's like, okay, I'm going to like write my own story, and
Yes.
build a business with my story. And
Yeah.
that's
And
how it's like, go ahead.
Yeah, and I've had unexpected money come in twice this week because exactly what you just teach. You taught that in your mentorship. And girl, I was like, okay, how do we build a company, let money come in, let unexpected money come in? And it happened on 2 different days this week.
Yay.
Yeah.
And your studio's going so well. And I just love that because you're like, I just like this. I'm going to do this instead of being like, I teach Pilates. She doesn't teach brick and mortar. I need to find a coach who teaches people how to scale in-person Pilates studios and then just get dragged through someone's checklist of how to grow a company. And you'd probably most likely if they'd be like, I don't vibe with any of these things. I don't want to do this. Right. And instead you just like went where you were led and just decided to like follow that pull. And obviously like you came in secret money. I think you were on some of my lives too.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that, didn't you come to that one I did about performance culture?
Yes. And yeah, the performance culture and which I was so grateful for that because I'm pretty
Oh, I was
quiet.
so over it.
Yeah, I'm pretty quiet online because to me, sometimes it's, I don't want to focus on performing. I'm not ever going to perform. Anything I say, it's because it's genuine. And you too, where you essentially said, it's like, stop being a fucking circus monkey. Like, we're done. Like, no. But at the same time, when we talked about the feminine energetics, our bodies are not meant for that. I see women that are having meltdowns online right now. And yesterday there was a post about something that went wrong on someone's account. Girl, the way she started the post, I thought her sister had died. Like, why are
Exactly.
we
I'm
being
like, what is the drama? Like, why do we have so much drama? Like, scale your business through who you are and your fucking brain.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what is the issue here?
yeah. So I saw, but I started reading the first carousel. I was like, oh, is someone dead? No, it was a fucking problem with their
Like,
social accounts.
you had a tech issue. Why are you even writing a post? Oh my God, I know. It's so just regulating. I'm like, I have no desire to, like, I understand that I'm straightforward. I understand that there's things I say that can be triggering, but I'm not meaning to. I'm just direct, right? But it's like, I have no desire to have anyone come into my company dysregulated. So if I like, if you, when you hype everybody up, when you make everything so dramatic, when you're trying to elicit emotion, not like in that healthy way where it's like building that connection where someone's like, yes, I feel connected to her. I feel connected to this message. Like, I want to join this space, but kind of like intentionally trying to take people on these like emotional highs, and very much what they do in an event when they sell you into a $50,000 mastermind. You know what I mean? Where it's like, and I'm not saying that they're all bad, but it's just that energy of like intentionally taking you into this high to get you to be like, I need this. You know, it's like, I don't want that client. That is not my way. And I'm not saying that everybody who sells $50,000 on the back end of a mastermind, if you're running a in-person event, you should make money on the back end. Otherwise, you're just burning through money. So like, if you guys run in-person events, don't like freak out that I said that. But I'm talking about that traditional style of selling where it's like, get them on the emotional high, get them feeling the scarcity, get them feeling the FOMO, and like, we have like, and then all of a sudden they're like blinded by the light. They don't even know what the fuck happened. They don't even know why they invested. Then they're in there. They're like, I get no help. It's just, I don't need any of that. I still believe in like healthy urgency in a company. Like, if the price is going up, the price is going up. If this is a limited time opportunity, it's a limited time opportunity. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so you were saying like, you just see a lot of, and you're like, I just don't want that for yourself.
No, no. And when I looked at your Instagram account, I was like, she has less than 1 million followers. Is she really making 7 figures?
Really? There's so many people with, like, a lot of the women who are making 7 figures have smaller followings than you'd think because we just scaled smart.
I know. I know.
It's
But I'm
very
saying,
common.
like,
Well,
yeah,
I shouldn't say it's very common. I would say for women running smart business, it's not that crazy.
I know. Yeah, but that's something I have to unlearn, right? When the algorithm tricks us into being a freelancer where we're producing all this content, and it's like, no bitch, like, be out there making money, and I'm less busy, like I have less time for online because I'm doing real things.
Well, and also, like, you trying to go viral is you working for Instagram, not you working for your company.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Like,
was just saying.
everything
Like,
Instagram wants you to do is contributes to you staying on their platform. And so
yeah,
if supporting their platform, it has very little to do with the growth of your business.
yeah. So you're being a freelancer for them. It's like, okay, you're
Yeah.
just
And
a
like, you ain't
freelancer.
getting paid. Mark Zuckerberg does not give a shit about you. Let's just be very clear about that.
Exactly. And instead you're like, okay, we're out here building businesses, and I look at
Well,
my
because I
sister.
always am joking. I'm like, are we building an Instagram business or are we building a actual company? Like, what are we doing here? Like, Instagram is a one marketing tool. It is not like your whole fucking personality. Like, what's happening? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one marketing tool within the context of a company, and people are just so hyper focused on Instagram. I'm like, ladies, there's more to it. And who gives a I've been in I'm like, oh, had 12 likes on a post, made $40,000 the next day. Like, literally. Because a
Yeah.
lot of the content that actually drives conversions applies to less people. And so it's not as genuine, it's not as broadly, quote unquote, liked, but you aren't building for everyone. You're building for the people who are going to pay you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, I know how to, if I wanted all my posts to just be like Instagram friendly, I would be having very different conversations, but I don't really care. I'm speaking to my luxury client, not to her mother, her grandma, and her sister and her brother. Because
And
they are not going to be my client.
yeah. You're like, you're not posting pictures of your dog Brooklyn because it'll get, 400
Just
likes.
because it'll get likes. I mean, I put her in my stories because I love her, but I'm like, yeah, if I want to get likes, we can just do bikini photos. My niece and nephew all the time, my dog, me telling you how hard life is. I'm so emotional right now because I don't even know why. Like, it's not hard to just get attention, you know?
Do you know how to make yourself cry so that you can get more
No,
likes?
I do. I only want to be crying happy tears on the internet. I have never felt when I was crying that I needed to like record it. I'm not really like that.
I know.
Like not my thing. I don't, if other people want to do it, that's fine. Like I totally get creating those emotive reels when it's like you got your little clip, how hard it used to be. But there's been no time in my life when I was crying that I filmed myself because I'm
Yeah.
just like actually processing that emotion.
Yeah.
I don't
You're,
know. This has not even crossed my mind.
yeah. I know, same. When I'm going through hard
If
shit,
I
the
cried
first,
because I was happy, there's been times where I was teaching where I like teared up because I was happy or like feeling really grateful or like we ended a container. I've cried at the end of Feminine Magic and Money before.
oh,
But that's like
I love that.
because of us together, not
Yeah.
because I'm just like, oh my God, something happened. Let me grab my phone.
You're like, let me grab the mic.
Let me grab it. Oh, I also cried when I was recording the podcast episode of manifesting this apartment. That was a big deal for me. But it wasn't because of the apartment. It was more just because of all the shit. You know what I mean? That I had walked where it's like, oh my Lord, we can actually change.
Yeah. Oh, I love
But
that.
anyhow,
Yeah. There's one other story I have to tell
yeah,
you too.
tell all of them. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So it might not even seem that big, but when you talk about the energetics and everything in your container, girl. So, and the proximity of who we put ourselves in the room with and just using it, not like, okay, this is a coaching program that's going to sit on the shelf. No one fucking has time for that anymore. Those days are gone, no. And so instead, how
Like
can I
you
use,
paid for it, use it. Like stop
yes,
with excuses. Yeah.
yes. And you just have so much in your programs where it's like, okay, we can use it. Like jump in, get a little piece, like whether it's osmosis, whatever, implement it. So, and I just made a decision like one day last week and I was like, I'm moving all my clients to Monday and Wednesdays. I'm still working very few hours and I'm moving them all to Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm focusing more on business building in the real world and mentorship. So I need to clean up all the energy leaks. Got really fucking clear on that. The next day, one of my clients at 6 a.m. gives me tickets to a paid event that evening for like the economic development group in San Diego. Fucking billionaires, like billionaires, multimillionaires, girls. So she gives me her paid ticket because she's like, oh, I can't go, but you should go tonight. So the energetics of how are we the women that put ourselves in those rooms and then noticing too, like, okay, when the two billionaires got off the stage, one of them had started one of the biotech companies in San Diego that was just recently acquired for 1.1 billion. And
Yeah.
yeah, so and I was like,
These are the conversations we want to be around.
yes, yeah. Girl, can I tell you when they got off the stage that they were standing right beside me and talking with me? And then I was looking in the room. I was like, there's a few hundred people in the room. Like, how did I fucking put myself, like, march right up to the front? I was like,
Good.
yes. And I was like, yes, this is where I should be. Like, but like, and just looking at it going, okay, the energetics wildly different since joining the revolution and remembering that this is what women are made for. This is us standing in our power and not be fucking mousy and playing small games, even if hard shit has happened. Like you talked about, like turning shit into gold. Like we're fucking doing that. Like here we turn it into gold and then some. And so at that networking event, I was talking with this gal from JP Morgan. I went by myself. So I just, whoever I was networking with, it just gave me the freedom to flutter around. And JP Morgan, this girl was there and she had been with him for 25 years and said, oh, I work with CEOs, medium-sized business, 20 million or more. So I was like, I love that medium size, or would she say small to medium? But anyway,
No,
like
go ahead.
So she's like, I work with businesses and all of their companies are 20 million or more, all the CEOs. And so her and I were talking, and she said, I talked about, my strategies and my process in business and my employees and the way I contract and the way my company was acquired, all of those things. And she said, I need you to come and speak at the round table for my CEOs.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, so before she got up from the table, she gave me her card. Well, she'd given it to me mid-conversation, and before she got up from the table, she said, make sure you email me. I want you to come speak at the round table. And so I sent her an email.
Yeah, sounds like we can be doing some like corporate consulting.
1,000%.
Yeah.
So then I sent her the one page that Monday morning. I sat on it on Friday going, oh my God, wait, I don't have a one page yet. Like, how am I going to do this? Corporate consulting.
Yeah.
And sitting on it, working through it, just wrapping my head around it, probably of like letting my energy expand into this. Monday morning,
Yeah.
I emailed her. Girl, she emails me right back with an appointment time that says Tonia partnership meeting and sent me an appointment.
That's so amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we're doing Pilates studio. We're coaching like $20 million business owners. We're doing this. I love this Manny Jen life for you.
yeah. And the Pilates studio eventually, someone can buy it. I think I just did it for fun. I don't know.
Well, it's been lucrative. Like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, but at the same time, so then
And clearly, like, and great relationships,
Yes. Yeah, I love relationships. So lastly, within a day of the JP Morgan thing, another gal, she's with a national company. Girl, they're getting ready to go public. They went from 100 employees to 500. She said, we need someone like you in our company. She said, send me your information and I'm meeting with the COO and I'll send it to him. She's like, I'll talk with him.
Wait, where did she come from?
Networking.
Like at the same event or a different one?
Different. Girl, I'm a Manny Jen.
Cool. I'm a Manny Jen. Different. Oh my God, we are flying. Isn't it crazy to think of yourself like, obviously before I knew you, and you're like, what are we stuck, rolling around in the mud, telling story? Oh, it's that much per month and not for the year. Drama, wondering why nothing's fucking changing. Like, resource yourselves, ladies. Resource yourselves. And now look.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? And I
money and opportunities and ease falling out of the sky.
Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't have put myself in the room with the billionaires.
Definitely not. You weren't even going to pay $800 a month. You're going to go talk to a billionaire? Girl, get out.
And show up in such a way to have, a well thought out conversation with JP Morgan. And I was just having a conversation with her. I was not trying to pitch myself. She was just asking about business and I was talking about, and you talk about us being polarizing, where one of the things I said, CEOs should not be burning money. If they're wasting money, like paying too much money in taxes, their CPA is lazy. They're just
Girl, and you know how I have this conversation. I'm like, does your accountant work for the government or what?
Yeah. Yeah, not cute. So when I said that to her, her eyes got really big. Because I was like, I'm not in fucking corporate America. I don't have to say
I can say whatever I want. You're like, I can actually tell the truth. Imagine that.
Yeah. And girl, I actually did a lot in corporate America, which is why the CEOs loved me. Because I'm like, here's what...
It's just like, why is all of a sudden in the corporate world common sense is just out the window and you just like say something that makes sense? People are like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, CPA,
I always did well in corporate too for this reason.
And yeah, you say the thing like, don't waste money. The tax code is written for a reason. Use it so that you can leverage your money to make more money.
Yeah. Exactly. This is so cool. Look at you. You're going to be a mogul.
Yeah, we should do another one a year and be like, okay, this is how much she's made in a year.
Totally. And I'll be like, heard it here first.
Yeah.
Told you she was on her way.
Yeah.
It reminds me of you. Did you ever see, I like Gary Vee, even though he's like obviously intense. But who's that girl who's like a very famous musician now? And she was on one of his lives with him and he told her on the live, like, you were going to be so well known. yada, yada, yada. Do you know who I'm talking about? I think she
No,
won
I
a
didn't.
Grammy this year. She's super famous.
Oh,
Anyway, it's so cute seeing her on the live. And she's like, do you think I'm going to get anywhere? Yada, yada. And he's like, he basically says you are going to be famous. And like, some people just have that ability to like see for other people. And then it was so cool because she just won some big award like a few months ago. And he reshared their live conversation on his Instagram. And I was like, oh, I love this shit.
yeah.
Helping people like is just pays off.
Yeah. Yes, it does. I love it. So are you saying I'm going to be famous?
I said you're going to be a mogul.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
You can decide if you're going to be famous. I think it's more important to be a mogul.
Yes.
A lot of these billionaires are not famous. No one really knows who. There's a few that are famous. Most people
Yeah.
have a lot of money. Nobody knows who they are, you know?
Oh yeah, which is
There's
what you
just
and I were talking.
some, unless you're a celebrity or a politician, but there's plenty of people in business who have making lots of money who nobody knows who they are outside of their like circle, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
think
love
if
the
we want to
mogul.
be known, if we want to have like that fame vibe, I think that's just like a different energetic, which is also fully available. But I think
Yeah.
everybody doesn't, you don't seem like you froth the spotlight like that.
No, I kind of don't
You're
care.
not a
I'm like,
five line. Five lines fucking froth. We froth the spotlight.
yeah, I'm just secretly behind doing shit. Yeah, you five lines are like, look at.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we all got our different things. You just didn't seem like that's what you were looking for. So that's why I didn't
No.
mention fame.
Mogul
I
vibe.
mentioned
I know. I'm just girl, it's going to yeah. So the mogul vibes for sure. And because then I look at it and it's like those are the lives that I impact. That's why I get paid well. Those are the, people that grow exponentially around me. That's why they can take their $20 million business, build it more. 55 million, they build it more. People that have worked with me that's why we're, become a mogul. It's like, do that shit be, I don't know. For me, I'm just,
and it's fun. And like at that level, people are so easy to shift because they're already so fucking smart. You know what I mean? It's like the smallest things for them that they're so asleep to. Just like what you were saying about you say something so obvious in the corporate world. It is like, why is your accounting team burning through money? If they are, why are they here? Hello.
yeah.
But when people play at that level mentally and they're asleep to energetics and like how different things work together, they've just kind of gotten there through grit, honestly,
Yes.
hard
Yep.
work and grit. If you can turn someone who already knows hard work and grit and turn them a little bit, bring them over a little bit to the other side, they like go through the roof.
Yeah.
Because they're so capable. It's just like tweaks, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There's already momentum. And you said that
Yeah.
you like working with people that have momentum. You're not no one's trying to push a
I'm
boulder
trying to pick your
uphill.
ass up off the floor. I don't like, I don't mean that based on how much money you're making. Let's be clear. I mean that based on where you were at in terms of like, are we going to go get it or are we not? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fucking motivational speaker. It's like, we're actually here because you are already committed to moving forward. So we're not judged. It's not like I started at zero. Actually, I started at negative 100,000. Let's be extra clear. We all started somewhere. Tonia was like very much, Tonia went from like, I can't to I'm now mentoring $20 million business owners in a few months. Like,
Within
honestly, I mean, I'm serious. That's what actually happens.
I know. No, I started to say within like 2 months.
In 60 days, Tonia went from, I don't know if I have $800 to I am now mentoring $20 million business owners. Okay. So Tonia came in, you gave me no pick me up off the floor. Even when you were like feeling into your investment, you didn't like make that my problem. You were just like, oh, okay, like doing my little emotional wave. And then you decided to move forward. So you weren't even like, and of course, if someone has a question, I'm happy to answer. Like I have a private client now who's made multiple seven figures, but she's just been burned in so many investments.
Yeah, same.
Including, and so, she was wanting to invest with me, but still invested with this other person till God knows when. And was like, just feeling that like so she's in integrity paying out the rest of that thing, but being like, oh, can I trust myself to move with you? And now we've been fucking moving mountains and rocking and rolling. It's been amazing, right? But she still needed, she just had like a little moment. And then she's like, okay, I just need to hear that. And then move it forward, right? Versus someone who's picked me up off the floor. It's just like, we're getting paragraphs where, you know what I mean? It's like, we're not there. Like, you take a massive amount of self-responsibility. And also I feel like you're just so good. Like, you show up, you ask questions, you receive, and you go. And you trust yourself to figure things out. And you trust yourself to like you always ask if you have questions, but I feel like then you're like, okay. And then to kind of like do it your way. I mean, you're taking things from a service-based business model and teachings and applying them to a brick and mortar, and someone else would make that so fucking complicated. And no wonder why you're working, 2 days a week, getting paid 6 figures for 2 days a week, because you're like, no, I get what she's doing here. I'm just going to go do this over here. Easy.
Yeah.
And then also, we're going to have other parts of your business too. Like, it's just paying off in some, and now aren't you glad you invested fucking $10,000 for the year? Like, come on. Like, what a joke. Look at what has happened in like, we're at like 2 months? 2 months? Is it even 3 months?
Yeah, like 2 months, girl. I think tomorrow will be 3-month anniversary.
Tomorrow's our anniversary?
Yeah.
Our 90-day anniversary?
Yeah.
Love it. Oh my God. This is so cool. Talk about bending reality, baby.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. When you talk about like building the plane in the air, sometimes I'm thinking I'm building the rocket ship in the air.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the timelines have shifted. I've always done things, jump out of the plane, figure it out along the way. Like, you say the same thing of building the plane while it's in the air. I do that a lot, that I'll jump, figure it out. But with the way timelines are shifting, girl, I feel like we are all exponentially moving so much faster that sometimes it's being tied, to the outside of a rocket ship. But who wants to drag their feet on that? Like, let's go. And having a container with really solid mentor around you, that's the container in this space that allows you to continue propelling forward.
Yeah.
So thank you.
And I hold space for big things. I like big things happening. This is so great. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that you haven't shared yet about working together, about the revolution? I'd love to hear too what you think about, obviously there's the mentorship with me, and then also just being in the programs and we got our behind the scenes trainings, we got all the programs, it's a juicy, and of course like mentorship with me, and we have our 6-week like more like targeted masterminds that we do. I just love to hear your experience inside those things.
Yes. So the targeted, okay. So
because we just finished category of 1.
What's that?
We just finished category of 1. I loved category of 1.
Yes. Yeah. So the category of 1, fantastic. That smaller, that intimate group where you gave very specific direct things, even when other women that were in the container, they're getting coached. And it's always that noticing that, okay, if we're in the same container, there's something, how can I learn from this too? How can I learn from her experience or the advice you're giving to her and the business mentorship? So watching that, and I'm still applying it even though you're having the conversation with her. So that category 1, fantastic. The programs, listening to those where there's always something in there of, okay, this resonates. I don't feel like what I appreciate, I don't feel like you don't waste time with filler words. You're not speaking just to fill the space, which I fucking love, because I was like, oh, she's to the point. She speaks direct, and there's wisdom in it. There's experience. There's the energetics. There's the strategy, and there's the tactics. So, okay, I listen to it, fucking run with it, do this, and I'll pause it. I like rarely listen to the whole thing just because my style is like, okay, let me take this piece and go implement it. So the one that I was listening to, I think yesterday or last night, was the Queen's Code for, listening to the Queen's Code again.
Wait, and what? What do I have titled that?
Wait,
which program?
Girl, your podcast is called Queen's Code.
Queen Flow's the podcast. I was like, the Queen's Code would be a good one, but I don't think I have anything with that name. Do you know what you were listening to?
I know. Do you love the way I thought that was the name?
I like it. It's on brand.
I know. As maybe that's going to be your next program, like the Queen
I
Code.
know. Oh my God. We would crush that.
Yeah, you would. It's so funny. I even told someone yesterday that was the name of your.
You're like, go check out her program, The Queen's Code. They're like, it does not exist.
Yeah.
Does not exist.
Yeah. Girl, overflow.
Oh, how did you mix those up?
Girl, I tell you, because it's like the frequency right now.
The frequency is yeah, well, also, yeah, things move so fast. You're listening to Overflow. Okay, love that. I love Overflow.
Yes.
It's so good. Y'all, you got to get in that room.
Yeah,
Change
yeah.
your
So
life.
yes, listening to the overflow. I love how your programs, I love the way you have your videos on there. Like I said, I always pause it and then I'll implement, but underneath you have those really good questions for contemplation too.
Yeah.
So you have the written questions underneath. So it's laid
I'm
out.
always about like, hey, I'm going to teach you and then like, let's deepen it and do something with it. So you're not just like vibing. We're like actually alchemizing and like changing. Like I do believe in learning through osmosis. I think that's a thing. But I think it's more powerful, which is why even for overflow, I always say it's the energetics and how to apply them so that you can actually get different results, which clearly Tonia's been getting. Clearly.
It is so good. Girl, no one, it's time for like people, we don't need to go through school where they start indoctrinating us early of like 99 problems and money's a problem. And it's like, no, it's a fucking problem when you don't have money. That's when it's a problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
It's like,
And we get to solve it and we get to solve it quickly, even if it feels like, I think it's just can be a lot for people to get their head around to be like, oh, I can like change my situation very quickly. Like that's the thing that is so hard for us to believe. It's like if you come in believing you get to have radical change without being desperate or thinking like, oh my God, well, I've got to get results in 30 seconds because then you're desperate, so you're not going to. And the universe is going to have you in that holding pattern. But when it's just like the way that you've been operating is just like spacious, it's convicted. It's also just like open. And it's like you're just talk about leading in an authentic way where it's like, oh, this opportunity showed up. I went. I was talking to this lady. I just said what I had to say. She invited me to this thing. You weren't desperately hoping she gave you an opportunity,
no, not attached to it. We just let it flow,
Yeah.
And the difference is we're not sitting on the sideline thinking about it. It's the same way you talked about in one of your trainings that we don't manifest parking spots. We're 90% of the way there. It's like we get to do something. You don't manifest a fucking parking spot when you're sitting at home. It's like, no.
Well, I was saying in that example that like a lot of the time we just believe that certain things are harder. So I was saying sort of like how like we'll all have our little things where you're like, oh, I'm good at that. Right? Like I always, even when I was not able to live at the level that I am now, I always have had like beautiful home. Home is like a thing, like it's always going to be happening for me, even if it's been at different levels along the way. So I never it felt like, oh my God, are we going to fight? But it never felt like I won't live where I want to live, Or for some people, they have like a thing with parking. I would say I've met women who are just rock solid. Love is like their thing. It's just like they're good at it, always been good at it. Like didn't even have a toxic boyfriend in college, I'm like, girl, who are you? I'm like, her Chiron is not on her Venus like mine.
Yeah.
So her Chiron is not on her Venus. These people who are just like, oh, love and money's just been normal for me forever. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so healthy. You're getting like fancy in your chair. You're like, that shit was painful learning.
Oh my God. Those two topics like dragged me to like the pits of hell. Like I was face to face with Satan, So
Right? You're like scrapping with Satan now. They're like, we will transform this girl.
We will transform you. And had like an exorcism practically. So anyway, we all have our things, but also, they're not here to teach those things. And it's actually so interesting. I had an astrology reading that was really powerful. And she was like, so obviously the places where we have the deepest transformation are tied to places we're intended to master, so we're intended to teach. I've noticed a lot of women, more like what I said, sometimes their highest calling is to actually be a mom or to actually be a wife. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Just granted, you could say you could have a journey to that. I don't know. They're just different. It's just a different energy. So I'm like, you're not here to like shift the planet. It's like more about their family unit. Oh, so the astrologer was like, oh, that's just not in your chart. She was like, you would only be with someone, like it would have to be like highly romantic, add so much to your life. She was like, there's nothing in you that feels like incomplete without a relationship. So like the only way you'll have one is like, it has to be like that or it's not happening. Like she was like, but I read the chart, just speaking to how we're all so different. And like, I don't have a driving need to have kids, but I love kids. Like I'm obsessed with my niece and nephew. I just like don't have that. But she was like, but I read someone else's chart the other day. I think it was like a Juno placement or something. And she was like, her whole MO in life is to like get married. Like literally, like that is the most important thing she's here for. And that, I don't mean that in a surface level way. And she was like, you just like, you love, but it's like, basically it's like, if it's not out of like a movie type of vibe, like you would, and I don't mean that we're not having a human experience and growing through a relationship, but she was like, you just don't have that need. It'll be like amazing, or you'll be like, this is boring, bye.
Yeah, same. That's
but like we're all so, and I was like, oh, is that why I'm like that? You know what I mean? But it's so funny because it shows you how programmed I was before, because I was taken to the floor through love and codependency. Meanwhile, in my chart, all fucking along, I'm not even supposed to be that overly reliant in that area. It's supposed to be extra and overflowing. And I let my entire life and my entire bank account and my entire personality fall to the floor over a place that I'm actually intended to be quite sovereign. That is how out of alignment I was. And that is how, like, when we're operating from programming, it literally gets that deep. And then the opposite isn't. And it doesn't mean one of these things where it's like, I don't care. I do care, but it's just got to feel like extra. It's got to feel so good. Like, or else like, why would I do this?
Yeah.
But I'm the same way with friendships too. I'm like, babe, if this is not a vibe, like I don't need to be here. Like I'm not one of these people who feels like I need to go through like the deepest, darkest lessons. I'm like, I'm running a company. If you're making my life difficult, like you are going to be staying the door.
Yeah.
Don't have time. I know. We're supposed to be having fun. Yeah. But she said something about that too. Like, some people get into all this like super complicated stuff with their friends. She was like, you're supposed to be. And I was like, yeah, I've never understood. I'm not saying that I have not been through anything with friends. And of course we've had to have conversations and things like that. But some people go through like things with their friends the way that you kind of like can go through things in romantic love. And she was like, no, you're supposed to be having fun. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my chart's the same way, where it's complete and content, and that I'm my own little system, and it just all in human design with all of all of my centers filled in. It's like, okay, I have everything I need.
You do. I'm so open.
Oh yeah, I have and I think I have like 5 of my centers that are connected too with channels.
I don't know that part.
My whole little
I just know I have an open head because it's my Achilles heel.
Yeah, same.
I thought you said you have a defined head.
No, I have like 5 5 that are contained together, girl.
Oh, but you have an open head. But I should say I love my open head because it's what makes me such a powerful observer and like able to like see all these patterns and all these things. You just have to like use it creatively and not get pulled around on the internet.
I had 5 open centers and then 5 defined centers. The open head, I feel like makes me really good, and probably you too. It makes us intuitive because we can grab all those ideas and things people are thinking. I'll say it out loud, and they're like, "I felt like you read my mind." I was like, "Well, exactly."
But the shadow of it is getting too, you know what I mean? Taking in too much. You got to like really be careful what you consume and what you put yourself around.
Yes, exactly. And that's what this year I closed a lot of the energy leaks of
Yeah.
no, not this, no, not that. It's, as far as time, people, blocking things, it's shutting out like everything fucking no, gone.
What a vibe. Well, is there anything else you want to share? This is so fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God, thank you. And I love I love black. So I've really been vibing with your black wall.
Thank you.
It's pretty. I told you I had a black living room in LA. It was pretty wild. It was fun. It had this like old Hollywood vibe, and I like painted the trim gold. And it was actually really pretty.
That's
and like
awesome.
really, because LA is so hot and so sunny. It was like relaxing to be, and it still like got good light. It was like relaxing to be in there. It's nothing I would never do that in New York. Oh my God, winter would kill you. But it was like cool in LA.
Yeah. Yeah. Southern California, black walls are good. And then I have my like jungle plants back here somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got like your whole little podcast studio.
Yes, girl.
Okay, so tell it. Wait, has your show launched?
No.
Well, shouldn't we talk about it so people can go find it when it is here? Or do you not
Yes.
want them to know?
You're so cute. Hold on just a second. Of course. This is the part where girl,
I told you tech is crazy these days.
tell me your assistant can put those together.
Oh, it's fine. I told you I'm the talent. I have a podcast team.
You're the beauty and the talent. You're like,
I'm the beauty and the talent. I'm like, guys, I don't know. Help.
oh my God. And I'm over here sweating. I was like, she's like, here, mention your podcast. And it's like black.
And then you were like, all systems down.
Exit stage left. What the fuck? Girl.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so can we please share the name of your podcast and the ways to get in touch with you, and just, if there's anything you want to share about working with you in any capacity?
Yes. So
Although, I don't know, ladies, if you don't have a $20 million business, this mogul might not be giving you the time of day.
you're so cute. Yes, I absolutely love working with entrepreneurs, even if they're smaller than 20 million. Girl, because
I went on a date. It was so funny. He called my business a small business, and I was like, oh, I love that. He didn't mean it in like a
judgmental.
condescending way, but he was like in a big money world. You know what I mean? Where like a few $1 million business is like a legitimately small business.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like that. Granted, this is someone who was like in his 40s and had already made so much money in building his company and sold it that he never needed to work again. And I was like, different ball game.
Yes, I love it. Good. Date men
know.
like that. Those are the
Right?
ones that deserve your attention.
I know, but it was also kind of weird too. I was like, so now you need to figure out what you want to do. Like, what is it to figure out what you want to do next when you already made so much money that you never need to work again in your 40s?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that so, like, such a different, like, we don't even consider that as a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
I
why
would have
not?
like a dog sanctuary. I would. And I'd have like 100 dogs on a farm
You're
and
people
hire
are, like,
my,
dropping off their dog and cat to go on vacation at kitty daycare.
not run by me. Adjacent, I'm the talent. Adjacent to my farm. I don't even know what I would do. I haven't thought all the way there. But
Yeah.
definitely something for animals, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And it's so hard for me watching all these rescues that struggle financially because the people who run them are not good at business. Sometimes I'm like, babe, why are you marketing like that if you're trying to get donations? It actually kind of drives me. And I'm like, you have 300,000 followers. How are you not raising more money? I feel like I would like want to help other people who are, well, specifically in the animal world, because sometimes it's like my business brain comes online when I'm watching them fundraise, and I'm like, and they're saying how hard everything is, and they have 300,000 followers. I'm like, give me 300,000 followers, I'd be a billionaire. Like,
Yeah.
what? They
Yeah.
could not be billionaire. But you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm like, what is happening here? You can't make 20 grand? Come on.
Yeah, and that's the difference when you see the systems and strategies. Some people are not meant to do that, but that's why it's
No, but
important.
they're so good at like they're just, yeah,
Yeah,
things like that. And
people are
I don't
made
know.
differently. We all have our talents, you know. So
Totally, but just the fucking resilience to start and run an animal rescue or sanctuary, like they just go. It looks cute from the outside, but it's a lot and it's painful, and you
yeah,
see a lot of hard things.
yeah, yeah. To answer your question, so yeah, people can
I don't even know
work
why
with.
I'm talking about that. We went on a totally different.
You're like, so what's your website? Have you seen the dogs? That's so sad.
Oh my Lord. Okay, apologies. Let's
Yeah,
get
no.
back on track.
No, girl, you got to keep it authentic. Yeah, so if there are people that want mentorship around reinvention, the business, the feminine energetics, that yeah, I love mentoring people. So they can find me online. The podcast that you recorded with me, it's called She's Not for Everyone. So,
Yeah.
and that one, it's not so much of like against men or against anything else. It's not that. It's really that when we step into our power, we are not going to be fucking palatable to like everyone. There's
It's true.
people say, you're not everyone's cup of tea. And one of my employees told me one time, she said, you're more like whiskey. I was like, yeah.
You're like, can you give me a description on that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you like whiskey? What exactly do you mean?
What do
Um,
you mean?
But yeah, so the podcast is She's Not for Everyone, because if we want something different, we get to do something different. We get to be something different. We're not fucking blending in, which is what you talk about earlier in the podcast too. So the podcast is She's Not for Everyone. You'll find it on YouTube, on Instagram. Those are the two places I'm the most, and on my website. And then your
Okay.
sister.
But is the podcast launched or you're launching it and okay, we can't talk about anything.
No, just kidding.
One day the podcast will be here. You guys can click the link in episode notes and if it's there, it's there. If it's not, coming soon.
Girl, don't say it like that. Clear, cancel, erase. Ye of little faith. I didn't say it.
I'm totally joking.
I know. I was like, bitch, take it back.
Go get back. Cut that part of the recording.
No, you can keep it in, but a Manny Jen, like, which is why, like, it's funny because the universe is like, oh, you think it's cute to record podcasts and not launch them yet? We're going to switch it, and you get to be the fucking guest, and then you need to put the link to your shit on the show notes.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah, exactly. So then Manny Jen style, perfect. It will be there.
It will be there.
It is.
And either way, your social media will be there. So even, you know what I mean, we can like get there through your socials. Okay, is there anything you would say to anyone who has not joined the revolution?
Yeah.
Obviously, ladies, come on in. Is there anything that you would say to someone who's on the fence, hasn't joined, really should be in the room?
Yeah, the ones really being in the room, that if you want a container that feels wildly different, of, being able to trust yourself again and know that you're in the place to play a bigger game. You're in the place to make more money. You're in the place with other women who are doing the same thing. It's if you want to stand shoulder to shoulder with other women in their power, this is a container to do it.
And not doing it in that like hardcore girl bossy way. Like everybody has a very, like, how would you describe the women inside in your words?
Yeah. So the hardcore like girl boss thing, which always it just gave me angst, and I'm like, no. And there's also now there's that fake thing of soft girl CEO and whatever, and it's like, okay, I don't get that that's true. Instead, there is authenticity when women are really just empowered as women. There's a reason why we can put on a dress or, the ruffles or the floral or whatever it is. We still get to receive money and we still get to hold it in our masculine too. So the women are doing the same thing. They're playing a big game. And I love, with one of the women I talked to in the container, she's in Australia. And I love that her and
Marina's so great. Yes. I love Marina.
Yeah. Yeah. And her and I were business and like brainstorming for like 2.5 hours. Like time flew by. We could have spoke about business for another 18 hours, but so it was nice to be able to collaborate with other women that are making moves too.
Yeah, and just like who are like grounded but awake.
Yes.
They're like the kind of people you've been wanting to be around. It's not like delusional woo woo. It's not like they're men with a dress on where it's like so intense and so hardcore.
Yeah.
They're just like, I feel like I attract very just like grounded. We love energy. We love strategy. Just grounded
Yes.
people.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Because it's not just the energetics. We can't, dance around in moon circles and doing all the energetics but not making money. There's got to be a balance. You do both.
Yeah. So you will like this space because I know that sometimes we've been in spaces and we're like, hey, this is so intense. Like, what is going on? Either everyone is like crying in Telegram all day or
Or it's the 6,000th time we've said the mantra and it's like, okay, be done.
oh
Like,
my Lord. Like, no, this is not a cult.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
you just like being yourself, you like being able to have, you like being able to have sovereign energy in a room. You're not going to feel like overtaken by the room. Like you got to start drinking some weird Kool-Aid, but you're also going to get what you need. Like you will always get your questions answered. It's not like, okay, well, there's 65 of you. So
No,
see
you're
ya,
always answering questions. And girl, you keep dropping gems in between. So in between
Yeah.
scheduled calls, you're like, oh, here's a thought I had. And I was like, oh, that's a gem. Or you're like, oh, here's a document and I'm going to share it with you guys. I use this in my business. And so you're
Yeah.
putting gems in there in between. So you're not.
I know. I like it to feel like living, breathing. So there's everything you have access to. But in the Telegram chat that you guys also get if you're in the Secret Money membership, you just don't have the mentorship and like all the programs in Secret Money. We have a quarterly call in Secret Money. The next one's in September. But yeah, I share so much of my behind the scenes. I do not gatekeep. As soon as I figured out something that works well or things that I experimented on, I'm like, I do not recommend. I will definitely tell you. It's like I said, we build the plane in the air, and I love to. I just love that real time. Like, yeah, of course, in a program, I'm like, yeah, we are packaging up what I know for sure, obviously. But it's nice to have, I feel like, that real time touch point too, where it's like,
Yeah.
not every single thing is so baked in that I now have built a whole program about it. But it's like, hey, these are like insights I'm having from like what I'm seeing now, energetically, strategically, whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah. And you share those in real time. Those are super helpful too that I've been
I'm so
implementing.
happy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll get all your links in the episode notes. And thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Queen. I hope you enjoyed this episode so much. We just had the best time recording. I want to remind you that the opportunity to join Fempire for 4 months versus 6 or 12 is going to be closing shortly. You are able to, if you're like, hey, I love this, but I do not desire ultra up close mentorship at this time. Obviously, come have some of what Tonia is having inside the Revolution. Credits apply for Secret Money, Enchanted Sales, Overflow, Magnify, Manifest, Receive, any purchase in the past 30 days. And we just have the best fucking time scaling Relax Millions. You're paid to exist, paid to be yourself. When I say that too, no, I don't mean that in the egoic way. I mean that from just like an embodiment, from a presence, from who you are. And it just feels so good. Rather than always just getting drained for like what you know, how you solve the problem, super transactional clients. Everybody's like making you the problem if everything doesn't pop in 5 minutes. Like, let's have a business that feels more fucking full. It's right, who you are, what you know, and your stories to tell and your lived experience, right? So we have people there for the right reasons. It makes all the fucking difference. It makes your brand timeless. It makes it so that like your brand doesn't come and go as trends come and go, which we see a lot in the business world. People build a whole fucking personality and brand around something that's like trending now, a conversation that's trending now. And then a year and a half from now, there's nothing left. We don't need that to be you. So anyway, that's part of like why that positioning is so important to me. And of course, we like do it your way. So anyhow, come join us inside the Revolution. You will be deeply supported. You are able to plug into the premium product suite for what you need when you need it. We have our twice monthly hot seat coaching calls twice a year. We have more intensive 6-week masterminds. You are also, what's so cool for those of you who are like, oh, I want Fempire, you're able to upgrade into Fempire at any time. without a problem. And we take into consideration, of course, that you're already in the revolution because the Fempire also has access to revolution. Do not wait. Do not be one of those people who's like, I'm going to wait until I can invest in X. Girl, that day is not coming. You need to get in where you can get in now so we can get the support and get the tools that will then support you in getting to that next level quickly. I've heard that. I've seen that. So many women do that. I don't even know why it's still a thing. It does not work. Exit it from your brain. Get started with where you're started today. You can get started today. This is how we quantum leap, and take a fucking bet on yourself and stop saying so comfortable, right? Still stretch. And then this is how we quantum leap into being able to move at that next level. So you also are able to rate and review the podcast, DM your screenshot, and please let us know the offer you'd like to join, and you're able to receive $200 off any offer in my world. This is with the exception of the Secret Money membership. If you'd like to get in touch with Tonia, her links are in episode notes, and I love you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the show.